Welcome to the Vault Exhale. Thank you for joining me. The disappearance of Nancy Guthrie. What is the motive? Extortion. Taken by her home by force for ransom. Number 2, removed from her home because of revenge. And number 3, sexual assault, human trafficking. You don't hear stories of elderly women, men being human trafficked, him, her, to act this crime of breaking and entering and removing her from her home. And possibly unaliving her. Because what you have to ask yourself, if I wanted to exact revenge against a person, how far am I willing to go? Where am I taking him or her? Where am I taking this person? How long am I going? Is this revenge? Is this extortion? Seeking money for kidnapping an elderly 84-year-old woman? Or is this sexual assault? I went into Google search before going live, and those were the 3 reasons for kidnapping an elderly person: extortion, ransom to get money. Number 2, revenge, vendetta. Okay, and number 3, sexual assault. And I do believe I've asked these questions before during a live. What would be the motive for kidnapping an 84-year-old woman? In the last live last night, please check it out. It is worth every minute of your time. It is a 3-hour plus live where you will see the Queen in the rarest form ever on YouTube. Because somebody comes in the chat to tell me of the kidnap game that these people played when they were children with Nancy Guthrie. I have said this before during the lives. You don't know people. And this new information from Savannah Guthrie's book tells the story. You don't know her family. Checkmate. Could it be somebody read the book, somebody in the family reenacting the kidnap game from when they were children? Could it be a distant relative playing the reindeer game, kidnap game? You see, the sheriff has no idea what the fuck is going on with the Guthries. No, people. It will be a shame to find out that the sheriff has cleared these people and they are behind the disappearance of their own mother. Because something is off with this story. I have said it before 2.5 weeks. And now with this kidnap game being revealed, this is diabolical. And as I have heard over the years in watching true crime documentaries, most detectives have said there are no coincidences in true crime. Checkmate. Hello, Penton. Yes, I'm up late. I'm a night owl, baby. I'm up watching the nonsense. I'm up. Everybody's talking about Mexico. That's the latest development. They are working, our United States government are coinciding with Mexico. She's not in Mexico. Nobody is taking a white woman over the border. I always tell people, think before speaking. She ain't in Mexico. Could she be near the border? Perhaps. But that lady ain't went across no border with no damn Hispanic men. Stay woke. She's not over there. I think it's time for the sheriff and everybody to stop playing these games and just say what you're really thinking. Nancy Guthrie is not alive because perhaps it is the 3 options that Queen has mentioned. And I got it from Google. So don't come looking for me, FBI, because yes, I Googled certain people's income out of curiosity. I don't want anything from any of these people. Somebody's pissed the fuck off with these people. Good morning, Gigi. Where have you been, darling? You missed the last live. Somebody's angry with these people, perhaps, because it's one of the 3 that I've just mentioned. Somebody is angry with the victim. Somebody is angry with Savannah. Somebody is angry with the family members. It's sexual assault or it's ransom. Take your pick. That is what I Googled before going live. The 3 reasons that somebody would kidnap an elderly victim or person. Ransom, number 2. And number 3, sexual assault. Specifically what I asked Google, what would make a person remove a human from their house? Let me clarify that. What would make a person take a person out of his or her house? Hello, Princess. Those were the 3 options. Extortion, sexual assault, revenge. Hot damn. What did I tell you from the beginning of this story? Strangers do not remove people from the house. They have no reason to remove you. They don't know you. Only people that know you remove you from your house. Have there been cases of removal? Yes. Theodore Bundy, the infamous serial killer, removed a few from their apartments. But it is rare for a person to remove you from your house. What is the point? During the last live, if you check it out, you will see the Queen in her rarest form of bewilderment due to the conversations of the people who brought information to the Queen during the live stream. I was looking at basically laughing at myself because I was like, Queen, you definitely need a contract to be in somebody's TV show series because I was in rare form hours ago. My facial expressions are priceless. I'm going to say it in this live, and I don't care who likes it or don't like it. There was something wrong with Nancy Guthrie to play these fucking mind games with her kids with this kidnap game and this stupid relative. I said it and I mean every damn word of it. You're teaching your children to be deceivers. Because what nobody is thinking about is the fact that those children may still be holding on to that reindeer. Mommy, let's play that game we played when we were children. Anybody listening? Mommy, you remember that game we played with our cousin? Where we pretended to leave out in the early morning with her and run up the highway and go to a payphone and call? Who the fuck are these people? And the fact that Savannah Guthrie put this in her book, maybe we don't really know Savannah Guthrie. Why would you put this in a book? You see, Queen knows better. I've said it before. You don't know these people. What did I tell you in the beginning of the story? All you keep hearing is the same bullshit. Savannah, Savannah, Savannah. Oh, Mrs. Guthrie, she's such a nice lady. Well, maybe you don't know Guthrie. Checkmate. Yeah, come for me. I'm ready. This lady played mind games with her fucking kids with this kidnap game. So fast forward 40, 50 years later, she's the butt of the joke. She's now missing. Come on with it, Queen, preach. You see, I keep trying to tell you, you have to be careful the things you put on your tongue. You have to be careful the things you speak of. It's in the scripture. And this is what's funny. She's a Christian, and she missed that part in the Bible where it says, speak it and it shall be so. Karma came home for Mrs. Guthrie. Oh yeah, I'm going deep in the belly of the beast. Mrs. Guthrie played a dangerous game with her children, and I'm going to tell you how diabolical this is. Mrs. Guthrie played this bullshit game with the cousin every summer. Now, fast forward 40, 50 years later, she's missing. I'm woke. Are you woke? What are the odds? So, Sheriff, I don't want to hear no more bullshit from your ass. I don't want to hear nothing from you. Played with Nancy Guthrie and the cousin. What could you possibly say? Nothing. Nothing. And some of you are bewildered. You are probably no more bewildered than the Queen was during the last live when one of the fans came in to tell Queen, Queen, did you hear the news? And Queen was like, no, what are you talking about? You haven't heard about the kidnap game? You need to check out that last live, honey. It is worth every minute, all 3 hours. 16 people don't hear anything. You all aren't curious about this kidnap game that has come to light 40, 50 years later? Could it be karma came home, Nancy Guthrie? She played a diabolical game with her kids, and then the universe said, hey, Nancy, I owe you one. I keep trying to tell you all, you got to be careful about the tongue. You got to be careful of the company you keep. You got to be careful of what the fuck you put out into the universe. Nancy forgot. She played a diabolical game at the expense of her children. And see, now Queen's got to ask the ultimate question. Who came up with the idea of the kidnap game? Come on with it, Queen. Was it the cousin? Or was it Nancy? And who the fuck would play this game with their kids? What's wrong with saying, hey, your cousins have visited, now they're going to take you back to their house for a couple of hours or a couple of days. Mommy's going to come pick you up on Saturday or Sunday. That's usually how we do when we decide to send our children off. We just tell them the truth. You're going to go up to such and such house. Mommy will pick you up. But oh no, not with this family. The cousin goes to a payphone to say, this is some bullshit. I can't even repeat this shit because this don't make no sense to Queen. I'm so sorry. Okay, I'll come get you in a couple of days. What the fuck? Who are these people? Oh, wow. Who are these people we have been talking about for 2.5 weeks? Because it goes back to what I've said. You don't know these people. And I think now, hearing about this kidnap game that these kids played with Nancy Guthrie, I know what I'm saying to you. It's the truth. You don't know them. Because you're not going to sit here and tell Queen this is a logical fucking game to play with children. Because as I said in the last live, you're teaching the children to be deceptive. And what if the children decide to go out here and play this stupid game with other kids? Come on with it, Queen, preach. Hey, come follow me under the bridge. Come follow me to the pond. Come follow me over here and hide out. This is a game Mommy and I play with our cousins. And next thing you know, somebody's out here looking for some fucking missing kids, all because the Guthrie children were taught to deceive. Somebody don't hear me. Who the hell are these people? And what did I tell you in the last live? I didn't like the look on the face of of Annie and the brother Cameron. He was too dry for my taste, and something about her I didn't like. I didn't like this Carlos guy, his interview that I played for you earlier in live number 1. The fact that he was still fidgety during that live with his attorney. I don't trust nobody that's been mentioned in this damn story. I said that. I said that and I meant that. And now we're getting information that Savannah and her siblings don't trust the sheriff because they think perhaps he's sensationalizing their mother. Then another story says she don't want his help. She's got her own people. Don't know if any of this information is true or not. Right or wrong. Then the crazy part is, are you ready for this? His brother died the day after Nancy Guthrie went missing. So some could say he was in his feelings and inaccurate decisions. You can be the judge of that information. I smell a rat. And what will be sad if this is a hoax? A fucked up Jesse Smollett game. Somebody's not happy with himself, herself. Somebody may be disgruntled with NBC or their life, and they decided to play this fucked up game with mommy because some of you believe it was staged. And I had to tell you, how could you? Sweet Jesus. Why would this lady let somebody poke her, cut her, so she would bleed for a dirty game? I don't think mommy would play along, do you? And then one of you came in the chat and said, well, Queen, maybe that's what they did. They wanted to reenact the game from when they were children. And they said, hey, mommy, we're going to play that game we used to play when we were kids. Come on, we're going to take you somewhere and hide you out. And mommy said, no, I don't want to play. And she somehow bled from the nose, bled from the mouth. Imagine that. Did you hit your mother in the mouth? You hit Nancy in the nose? And the fact that the sheriff has cleared these people after a couple of days, well, I want to talk to the sheriff directly. I'm talking to you. They call me Big Ange. They call me Queen. They call me Angie. They call me Angela. I want to know, have you given Annie her car back? Checkmate. Because as I told you before, if Annie hasn't gotten her car back, I smell smoke. And the fact that the car belonging to Mommy Dearest was seized after that Circle K inquiry tells me a lot as well. Queen woke. You all picked up Mommy Dearest's car right after leaving Circle K. I watched it live, play by play. So the first thing Queen said was they put her in her own damn car and took her and dumped her off and brought her car back and parked it. And then got in their car and left. Hot damn. Who is fooling whom? And these fucking ransom notes to TMZ, as I said on TMZ's channel, I said to Harvey, you're playing a dangerous game. You're playing a very dangerous game, sir. You might want to bow out. because it'd be a shame for you to end up like Nancy Guthrie. Because in the end, we don't really know what's going on. And the one thing I've learned about people is the obvious. No one. You don't know people. Smiling and laughing means nothing. In every true crime story, there is somebody who will vouch for the perpetrator. He's my friend. She's my friend. She would never do that. He would never do that. He's not a killer. She's not a killer. You've got the wrong person. There's something wrong here. And I've said it for 2 weeks, and I'm going to say it in this live. There's some bullshit with these people. And I'm going to say it's possibly family. And I don't think the sheriff knows what the fuck he's doing. And he's sitting up here smelling these people's asses. And they are possibly the reason their own mother is missing. Somebody has possibly hired somebody to go to that lady's house and break in her house and snatch her out of there. And they have taken Nancy Guthrie out here to the desert and dumped her off like trash. We're going to stop procrastinating and pretending that this lady is alive unless somebody's playing a dirty childhood game and Nancy is alive. Then the motive would be what if Nancy is alive? And it's her family who has her hidden. Then what is the motive? I told you the other day, I didn't want to talk about this no more because my spirit was telling me, Queen, you're getting ready to go into the belly of the beast talking about Nancy Guthrie. And when the person the other day, Queen, stop talking about Nancy Guthrie because it's deeper than what you know. And somebody's playing mind games with the media. Somebody's playing mind games with TMZ. And what you all are going to be surprised if Nancy Guthrie is alive and this is some bullshit from her family. And then you have to ask yourself, why would they want to do this? Why would they be hiding mommy out? Because maybe they're sick fucks that like attention. I don't know. Then maybe mommy's not alive. Then that means somebody didn't like mommy, or somebody didn't like Savannah, or somebody didn't like somebody in this family, and they used Nancy Guthrie's bait to send a message. I don't like you. I've never liked you. So I took your mama to show you how much I don't like you. Could be family, but also these people from offshore go higher because cheaper to pay them. However, they get socials, emails, addresses, then they call threatening. Well, I'm going to say this. I'm going to lean on what a lot of detectives have said over the years. There are no coincidences in true crime. Some of you may agree, some of you will disagree. But with this new revelation of this kidnap game, I don't trust anybody in this story. I don't trust Derek Colella, who was arrested in LA for fraud back in the fall of 2025. He's the same motherfucker that called Annie and her husband. It don't make no sense why he didn't try to find Savannah Guthrie. Maybe he couldn't find her because she's paid Bitcoin bullshit. And somebody else is asking for Bitcoin. Stay woke because Queen's woke. What are the fucking odds that two different people are asking for Bitcoin and one's arrested as an imposter and then the other person is calling TMZ is an imposter? I got a feeling Derek knows Annie and Tommaso because a lot of us are thinking that. Hey, we're waiting on our end. Hey, did you get the Bitcoin? You can weigh that one or two ways. He's asking them that they open the Bitcoin app to send the money, or he's talking to the people who he's in cahoots with that got rid of Nancy Guthrie. Take your pick. I got a feeling that the sheriff is kind of sweet on Savannah Guthrie and the Guthries, but what he don't know is they don't give a fuck about him. Because the source I read, they are suspicious of the sheriff. They don't like him doing these news interviews. Too many people are coming out saying negative things about the sheriff, and they work for the sheriff's department. Imagine that. You see, I'm seeing what's going on here. This is a vicious circle of bullshit regurgitating itself, and it's just going around and around and around. I'm going to say this to the person that keeps asking for the ransom. Give it a rest. You've been playing mind games with TMZ and the news, and you don't have any confirmation of Nancy Guthrie being alive, which tells me you don't have Nancy Guthrie. If you did have Nancy Guthrie, you've already discarded her and dumped her somewhere. Checkmate. This is either a guy or people who have dumped Nancy and trying to profit off of their crimes, such as Derek Colella. I just got a funky feeling Derek may be involved with some people from Tucson. And the fact that the FBI just wrote him off and said he ain't got nothing to do with this, well, I think there's something wrong and off with that, because just as quick as you arrested Derek Colella, there's messages going to TMZ also asking for Bitcoins. So what are the odds that he's asking for Bitcoins from Tommaso and Annie, and then he gets arrested and the game still continues? I'm woke. Could it be that Derek is in cahoots with the same motherfucker that took Nancy out of the house? Because he says it in the text message. We are waiting. He didn't say I. He said we are waiting on our end. Who are we? Stay woke, everybody. You're not going to say we if it's you trying to get the money. You're going to say, hey, I'm waiting on my money. Where is my money? He said, we are waiting on our end. I don't know what the hell is going on with the sheriff, FBI, the Guthries. Something is terribly wrong with these people. And right now, I don't trust nobody in this story. I'm not here to say that anybody is involved. All I'm saying is where there is smoke, there is fire. And you have to admit to yourself something is very strange with this information of the kidnap game, which is a very bizarre and, to me, disrespectful, irresponsible game to play with children, to only fast forward 40, 50 years, and the same fucking parent that was involved. What are the odds? Nancy condoned the kidnap game with the cousin, and now think about that tonight before you go to sleep. And you comment under this video and on my community page, and you tell the queen what type of sense this actually makes. A mother plays a kidnap game once a year with her children and relatives. And fast forward 40 plus 50 years, she becomes a pawn in the game herself. Is Nancy Guthrie alive? And her parents, family, whomever, of course, she doesn't have any parents because she's too old, but is this a pawn to get attention? Is this a pawn for somebody to get attention from Savannah Guthrie? Is the mother alive and she planned her own disappearance? I don't want to believe this, only because there was actually blood found at the front of the door and blood or something was inside. It's deemed a crime scene. So in my mind, I'm trying to think who would stage all of this and hurt themselves, and they're sickly. That really doesn't make any sense. But something is very off with this case. Now, one could say this is all circumstantial and hypothetical. It's up to you to decide. But you know, deep down inside, it don't sound right. It don't sound right at all. Are we going to find out we've been pumped? Nancy is alive. And her family members concocted this bullshit for some sick reason. Are we going to find out she's dead? Then you have to ask yourself why. Vengeance, sexual assault. And as most of you know who follow true crime, a stranger has no reason to take you out of your house if he or she cannot be linked to you. They're not going to remove you from your house. So why was she removed? And why? And where is Nancy Guthrie? Like, share, subscribe, drop your comments below this video. Follow me on the Newsbreak app. Let the queen know if you believe this is a game and that somebody is trying to punk the American people. by saying that Nancy Guthrie has disappeared? Are we going to find out that Nancy Guthrie is alive and well somewhere and sitting back watching all this bullshit unfold? Are we going to find out she's been dumped out like trash? Then we have to ask ourselves, what was the motive? I still say there's bullshit and I smell bullshit. What it's all about, I have no idea, but something is terribly, terribly wrong with this storyline. And always remember, you don't know people. So everything you've been hearing about Nancy, Savannah, scratch all of that. We don't know this lady, and we don't know Savannah. And I think the fact that the brother has been so quiet, that don't sit well with me either. The sister don't sit well with me either. And I'm going to tell you what I said to the people in the chat hours ago. What if you find out that Cameron and Annie plan to get rid of their own mother for whatever reason? Because they are the two strangest ducks to me when I look back at the video with all three children in the video. Hello, Westside. Savannah was the most emotional, but the brother was stoic. And at one point, I could have sworn he smiled while she was talking. Some say the same for Annie. What if you find out they both planned this together to get back at their sister or try to get their sister to get rid of the house? I smell bullshit. It's something not right with any of these people. And I think I just want to sit back and let it unfold. And don't say nothing. I'm not getting a good feeling about the sister or the brother. I don't get a good feeling with Carlos, who's been let go by authorities, who's crying he's being followed. Trust anybody. Because I know that deep down, because this may not be a case of somebody random picking out this lady's house and breaking in and taking Nest cameras and spending 40-something minutes in her house. And we didn't hear. Why not? So I'm going to ask before I check out of here. Has anything been stolen out of Nancy's house? Jewelry, pictures, money? What's been stolen? As for TMZ, you need to stop passing messages before you end up your own damn story. And as they used to say, beware of the messenger. Exactly. Somebody said to me, and who the culprit is. I think you might be right. because it might be somebody who's so far removed. Could be somebody that went to school with Cameron, Annie, Savannah, high school, grammar school, college, somebody that worked with them. But then one could say, people Google people all the time. Maybe the lady had people working with her or coming to do work for her. They Googled her address. But then the flip side is, someone would say, well, why are they Googling the daughter's salary? I don't know. But you have to admit, from last spring up until now, mighty long time. If you're planning to do something nefarious. Mighty long time. That's my commentary. You got three choices. Who took Nancy Guthrie out of her home? What was the motive? Extortion, ransom. Number one. Number two, revenge, vendetta against her daughter, her family members. They wanted to show their hatred towards somebody in this family. And then there's number three, sexual assault, as I have been saying the past week, or human trafficking, disposed of her body. And I don't see human trafficking due to her age. Pick a box. Which one is it? Is this lady alive or is she deceased? Who got her gone and why? Very scary. Please be aware of your surroundings. If you have an alarm system, use it. You have cameras, use them along with an alarm. There's no point in having Nest cameras without an alarm system. Beware of what you post and what you talk to about your life, your personal business, online, social media. Be careful what you tell people who you don't know at the doctor's office, Walmart, delivery drivers. Don't tell them you live alone. Don't tell them nobody's there with you. Don't tell them nobody's coming around. Because I got a feeling as well, that's what Nancy did. She talked too much. Because as I said in the last live, people watch everything you do and say. And if somebody's coming to her house, picking her up as Uber, Lyft, they realize, oh, she ain't got no family. Time I come to pick up this lady, she's alone. There's always somebody watching. There's always an eye in the sky. You don't know people. That's why you have to be careful what you tell people, what you repeat. You cannot tell people you live alone. You cannot tell people nobody's coming around. You don't have family. You're new in town. Stop talking. Because you don't know who you're talking to. And possibly Nancy talked to the wrong person. She told him her daughter works for NBC, and they started Googling and researching and waited on the day to exact a crime. See, you don't really know what this is about. And I can tell you, I have no earthly idea. The who, the why, the where. But I want you to be aware of your faculties. I want you to make sure you're not rushing when you're coming home. You open the door, shut the door, and make sure you have not left the key in the door. Please take your time shopping, running around. Be aware of your faculties. Be aware of what you post to social media. And even here on YouTube, don't use your government name. Because you've got wackos watching the YouTube chats, and they'll follow you out of here to other platforms such as IG, Facebook, and stalk you, dox you. So make up a silly Google name. Don't use your government name on YouTube or IG or Facebook. Thank you for your time. Have a wonderful weekend. You've been listening to the Vault Excel.